Yo, what's going on YouTube? GZTV, we got to finish up the day of content. We are here to talk about basketball. We are back in full swing with the nightly NBA content, so be excited for that. Click the noti bell if you're an NBA fan. Every single night that there is basketball on, we will be talking about it. Do not worry. And tonight we had 4 games. Not the greatest games. I mean, there were a couple of competitive games, but overall this wasn't a great night for basketball, especially because my Celtics took an L, okay? Obviously playing a very hot Knicks team. Knicks won their 6th straight. They dropped the Celtics from the top spot in the NBA. The Celtics are no longer the best team in the NBA. That shows just the margin of error. Sorry about my cough. I'm still a little bit sick. I'm recovering. I'm able to go to class and stuff, but yeah. Jason Tatum was gone a few minutes before the Boston Celtics relinquished the top spot in the NBA. Thrown out of a game for the first time in his career. That was kind of an interesting moment tonight, I suppose. Jason Tatum tried to dunk on Mitchell Robinson. He said no. Big win streak for the Knicks. They're able to move up into the standings, and yeah, they're 5th. They're a top 5 team in the East, which is crazy because if you told me that a couple months ago, I would have called you crazy because they were not on a good stretch. But yeah, Jason Tatum got 2 techs in the game and he got ejected. He dunked, he was hanging on the rim, and they teed him up. It was kind of stupid, whatever. Marcus Smart with some great defensive plays. Some of the best blocking I've seen from a guard in NBA history. And obviously Malcolm Brogdon was able to turn it into offense. I mean, not an amazing game for the Celtics. You get a 22-point performance from Malcolm Brogdon off the bench off of 40% three-point shooting, but, guys like Robert Williams, Grant Williams, Sam Hauser, Mike Muscala, all sorts of guys on the bench need to kind of contribute more to the squad. If one of those guys would have stepped up a little bit more, I'm not saying our starters didn't play bad or anything. I'm just saying there's definitely more to blame than just a couple of bad shooting nights from our starters. We need help from everybody. This is a team sport, Looking at the Knicks, 23 points for Julius Randle off of 33% three-point shooting. Mitchell Robinson at 10 and 13, didn't miss a single shot. 23 points for Emmanuel Quickly. Pretty decent dub there for the Knicks. Pistons, Hornets, not really much of a game. LaMelo Ball fractures his ankle in the Hornets' 11-point win over the Pistons. Good three-point shooting from LaMelo Ball. He broke his right ankle in the third quarter. The Hornets held on. They've won 5 straight. The Hornets have actually looked pretty good recently. Oh, my God. Hold on. Oh, my God. It's disgusting. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, LaMelo exited the game. He fractured his right ankle. They told fans about that right after the game. Pretty efficient performance for James Wiseman. He played really well. But Terry Rozier hitting some tough shots in the final minute of the game. Hitting jumpers, doing everything for this team. Hamidou Diallo getting to the rim and throwing it down. We've known how athletic he was through his participation in the dunk contest years back. Not a bad performance for the Pistons. 23 points for James Wiseman, made every 3. 12 points, 10 assists for Killian Hayes. 21 and 12 off the bench for Marvin Bagley, who has been playing some pretty underrated minutes for this team. 23 points for Hamidou Diallo, one of his better games of his career. He shot 67% overall. So there you have it. Rodney McGruder, Corey Joseph, R.J. Hampton. You got guys like that could have played a little better, and it would have helped if they had Isaiah Livers for the game. But yeah, moving on to the Hornets, 15 and 11 for Mark Williams, shooting 70% from the field, continuing to kind of fill in this role that Mason Plumlee left behind. 22 points for Terry Rozier. And that's about it for that game. Not much of a game. But let's move on to Heat Sixers, probably the best game of the night here. Very competitive stuff. It got close in the end. Jimmy Butler's acrobatic layup and his 23 points to lead the Heat past the Sixers. Hit a crazy layup in the final minutes of the game. Yeah, great scoring. 5 Miami players in double figures. That's how you get it done. They won by 2 points. Crazy circus shot to help them win this game. Bam Adebayo and Cody Zeller playing some great defense for the Heat down the stretch, especially on Embiid, being one of the more powerful offensive players in the league, believe it or not. James Harden taking advantage of some matchups. I mean, Oladipo's a pretty solid defender, actually, but doesn't matter. Tyrese Maxey, was getting buckets. Joel Embiid was getting and 1 shots to go. But yeah, Jimmy Butler really the only big performer for the Heat, but he got it done. 23 points and 11 rebounds, didn't miss a single three. Yeah, you look at the Sixers, you get a 27-12 performance for Joel Embiid, a 20-12 performance for James Harden, 23 points off the bench for Tyrese Maxey, who shot 50% overall. Tobias Harris played terrible. Wasn't very involved in their offense. I mean, guys like him and Jalen McDaniels definitely need to pick it up offensively for this team moving forward. I'm really excited for tomorrow's games, by the way. There should be some pretty interesting ones. Let's move into the final game, Magic Pelicans. The last game started at 7. We usually stay up to like 11:30 here, so we had 2 hours without it. I mean, I guess we watched like the Iowa State and West Virginia game after, which that was a decent game, but pretty midnight for sports if you ask me. Paulo Banchero scores 29. The Magic beat the Pelicans by 8. Great shooting for Paulo Banchero. 3 clutch mid-range jumpers in the closing minutes, and man, the Pelicans are not looking good. I hate to tell them. Like, that was one of the more hopeful teams coming into the season, but now they just do not look well. Markelle Fultz hit some tough shots. Good passing for Brandon Ingram. Najee Marshall has a little bit of team chemistry with Trey Murphy on a lob. Not much going for this game. I mean, yeah, 29 points for Paulo Banchero, 11 and 11 for Wendell Carter off of 50% shooting. I mean, yeah. You know, Brandon Ingram is going to give you a good scoring night every night. I mean, he put up 25. Jonas Valanciunas, just so many guys struggled. I mean, their whole bench pretty much struggled. You know, Jonas Valanciunas, Josh Richardson, Najee Marshall, Jackson Hayes, Jose Alvarado, Trey Murphy. One of those guys, a couple of those guys at least need to step up a little more for the squad on the scoring end. They need it. They don't have Zion Williamson, one of the premier scorers on this team. Yeah, they're struggling. They're not in a great spot. We can talk about some games tomorrow. I'm really excited about. Bucks Nets should be pretty decent. Bucks will probably win, but Lakers Grizzlies will be fun just because it's the Lakers. Kings Thunder might not be a bad game. Trailblazers Warriors will be decent. Same with Timberwolves Clippers. Pretty exciting games tomorrow. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to all that stuff. Jeezy TV. I am out. I will be giving you guys a Better Call Saul video tomorrow. Yes, we are back watching that series. I'm very excited about it too. So, yeah, Better Call Saul tomorrow. A review. And then obviously we will have an NBA recap later that day. I'm going to try to get that Don Tolliver video out as soon as I can.